like it's working.
Not available. Hey guys.
Oh, I thought you said it was not available.
It says comments not available for just Facebook mode.
Huh.
All right, we're having a special morning, but we are making this work.
I'm gonna do some tags, and I guess I'll do comments on the phone because they're not working there.
Yeah, I don't know. Just carry on. Maybe pull up the Facebook page first. Could you move back
The
just a
True
bit?
Form page.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you check the True Form page, then that'll tell us if we have people.
A connection.
If we're on the right page. Oh my gosh.
Nope, we're not on there.
Oh, we're on my personal page, I think.
Yep. Whoopsie daisies.
Okay.
Are we gonna rock it on your personal page?
Yeah, I don't want to do anything. Let's just let it ride.
Okay. We'll rock it there.
We'll just see what happens. So we got Sue in here. Morning, Sue. And my mom's in here too. Morning, Mom.
Good morning.
And is this one mine? Or are they the same?
They're the same.
Okay.
I'll start doing some tagging.
Are you guys on our? You guys are on my personal page, right? Not the True Form page.
Yeah, it's on your page.
All right.
It's not on the True Form page.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
If you guys are in here watching with us live, you are welcome to say hello. How you doing? It's always nice to know who's in here. And today we're talking about hard gainers. I know this is a topic that not everyone. Ooh, look at our thing.
Oopsies.
I don't like that.
I don't think you can notice on here though.
Yeah.
Let me look.
It's right here.
Oh yeah. Why didn't you put a fancy background?
We have our borders.
Okay. But it's just black, and I wear a black shirt. I didn't realize that was gonna be happening.
So today, okay, so when we're talking about hard gainers, I'd like you guys, I'm hoping that you guys will stick with me because it's an important topic, not just for people that are trying to lose weight. Like everyone's trying to lose weight, right? But there's a whole nother demographic of people that are actually trying to gain weight, and it could be someone that's been skinny their whole life, someone that could be looking to fill out their clothes a little bit more. It could be someone that wants to gain a bit more muscle mass, and it's all about body image. It's all about feeling comfortable. But those people that have no idea about hard gainers, they don't know about it. Like they don't know that it's very similar to if you call someone scrawny, that's a hard gainer that's been trying to gain weight their whole life. It's the same as calling someone fat who's overweight. So, and most people don't know that. They don't realize that it's a very sensitive subject. So, regardless of if you're not trying to gain weight, for example, I hope that you'll stick around and learn what it's like to be on the other side.
Something happened here. Oh, I got it back.
Thanks. So what are you doing? Doing some tagging?
Doing some tags.
Okay.
I got the J. It'd be nice if you're watching, tuning in, it'd be great if you guys could tag a friend as well. Helps us get some more people in here into the show. It's interesting. Drew's a hard gainer. What do you call the opposite? An easy gainer?
Well, there's not really a name for them.
Yeah.
Could you move back just a bit? Like the chair. Can you move your chair back? Well, that's too far.
That's too far?
Just there.
Okay.
So, sorry. I don't know if there's not a name for them.
No.
Like easy gainers, people that gain, like most people gain weight quite easy.
Mm.
So I don't think there's a name for them. Like hard gainers was something that we learned about when we were in college or university, and like I did when I was like trying to be.
I'll try to do some more takes.
When I was an athlete and I was trying to gain muscle mass for my sport, because they told you like, you're this little skinny kid trying to keep up with big guys. It's really difficult. So I suppose that's the premise, and I know what it's like from growing up like that and being the skinny kid. And then you see what it's like when customers come to us and they say, "Hey, I know that most people, like everyone thinks we do weight loss. We don't do weight loss. So a lot of people will come to us and say, "Hey, I know you do weight loss," which we don't. And they'll say, "But I'm actually trying to gain." I'm like, don't worry, we've been there. I know exactly what you're going through. So that's what we want to talk about today.
All that I was saying was that you and I are kind of opposites.
Yes, yep. A lot, and most people are. Like I said, like most people are the opposite. They are easy. It's easy for them to gain weight, but what I want to explain here is that mentally, emotionally, physically, like when you are talking to someone that's skinny, and you're one of those people that you're so skinny, it must be nice, but some people really don't like it when you call them skinny. Like some people don't. It's not appreciated, and sometimes it comes across as maybe it is a compliment. Maybe you mean it as a compliment, but it's not always perceived that way.
I don't know why it keeps going to there. And I'm trying to take people.
It's probably good for now. So, I guess there's different ways that things that you can do.
Facebook going crazy today.
So there's different things that you can do to actually gain weight. And if you want to, here's Sue says.
Oh, you got the comments, or you want me to?
You can pull them up, or you can respond, or read them.
Sue just said my youngest daughter had issues putting weight on. She did not appreciate people making comments like anorexia. That'd be tough.
Yeah, thanks, Sue. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Is at a younger age, it's worse as we get older and mature and fit into our bodies. You start to gain weight a little bit easier, but still, it's very challenging for a good chunk of the demographic. Like, there's a good chunk of people that still struggle with it. Doesn't matter. Like, you could be very young, or you could be a teenager or early adulthood, and then you're getting a little bit older, not older, but like more mature, and you still have issues keeping weight on. And then you see it with women, and then like you hear it with like their butt, for example. Like, my butt is too skinny, I can't keep jeans on, for example. Like, that's not a compliment, right? They're frustrated. And then for men as well, then you look at the men's side and they're like, oh, well, I'm a grown man and people still call me scrawny. Like, it's embarrassing and it's really difficult. But most people don't see that. They only see the whole world that wants to lose weight and that's trying to lose weight or has oversized instead of undersized, I suppose.
You would say there's less hard gainers?
There's less hard gainers, for sure. But I just mean, like, the majority of people think that there's only one. Like, they're just like, oh, everyone's probably trying to lose weight. And then you see someone that's skinny, and you're like, oh, well, they must have lost a bunch of weight. But they're actually trying to gain. So all I'm trying to do is help show some maybe sensitivity around the subject. Like, for me, it was I was often the skinny kid. I was pretty good in athletics, which helped, but I was still the skinny athletic kid. And then you had like these little scrawny legs and like little scrawny arms, and then when people say something about them, it's hurtful. You're like, oh, yeah, I don't want to be the scrawny kid.
Right. It's the total opposite, because most times people are like, oh my gosh, I don't want to look heavy in my clothes. But then other people that are hard gainers probably would buy oversized clothes because they don't want to look skinny in their clothes.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, and there's the similarities. It's funny to talk about, but the similarities are so parallel, but the complete opposite. Like, it's the exact same thing. Like, it's the exact same emotions when someone calls you skinny or scrawny as if someone calls you, chubby or fat. It's the same. Yeah. It's the same feeling. But those people that are, all I'm trying to say is that I think it's much easier to understand from one standpoint that it's hurtful when you call someone overweight, however that slur is. It's the same emotional feeling when you call someone, oh, you're too skinny. Like, put some weight on, you're too skinny. Like, I've been trying.
I've been eating cheeseburgers for a week. I haven't gained anything. Zach says, hello from a hard gainer. And then Hilda says it was hard for you to keep weight on. It still is.
It
Hey,
is, yeah.
it didn't really change.
You have to work hard. Like I work hard at it so the body image that I want, I have to work hard for it. And then if I don't keep working on it, I can lose weight like that. Like
Yeah.
and then people get like mad, like, oh, poor you. But it is. Like I don't want to be, like people only see like, oh well, I wish I was like you. Well, if you were on the other end of the spectrum and you're too skinny and all your clothes look like they're like who let's say as an adult who wants to go to buy kids clothing right because you're too skinny or too small.
It is cheaper.
Save some money there, but that's all I'm saying is it's the same difference. It's just a different perspective from one end of the scale to the other. But if I go running, like sometimes I'll run with Dorothy, and I know that I can only run a certain amount of time, a certain amount of.
You can't really run over a 5K or every day. Like I run every single day. Drew can only run probably 3 times a week.
Yeah.
No longer than a 5K. Not that he can't run longer than a 5K. It's just that if he does, the weight will start to come off quickly.
Oh, and the other thing is, so there's I've thought
Me,
about.
I can go run a 20K and I still got some pounds on me.
But then I could, but then that's the other end of the coin is that then I have to change my nutrition, which is something I want to talk about today. But then nutrition has to go through the roof, and I already eat quite a bit, depending on what stage I'm at, for weight wise that I want to carry. But if I'm going to run every day, then I gotta bump up my calories to probably 3,000, and that's a lot of calories.
That is like you're trying to gain weight. When I was doing fitness competitions, we had the bulking stage, and that was, what did we call the shredding stage? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, cutting stage.
The cutting stage. The cutting stage was really challenging because it was so restrictive, but the bulking stage was almost harder because you had to eat like it was your job. Like your whole day was surrounded by food. Like I had timers and alarms set on my phone and in the house to remind me to eat because it was like a full-time job just to gain weight, to bulk. Remember that? Oh my gosh.
And Dorothy's like, I don't want to eat anymore.
And I'd be there staring at the bowl or the plate like, oh my gosh, I still have more food. Or it'd be like the end of the day, like getting towards the end of the day, and I'd still have like 2 meals left, and I had no idea how I was like physically like chew the food.
It's true, like it's true. And I was in the same boat too when I was trying to gain weight. And it's crazy. Like it's the pain. Like Anthony Robbins talks about pain, like the pain or pleasure, like pain points. And you're either motivated by pain.
Motivated.
Thank you. What did I say?
I don't know what it came out as.
Most people are motivated by pain or pleasure, and so one pushes you further and one takes you further away. So some people are like, oh, that's too much pain. I got to get as far away from that as possible. And then some people are like, oh, that's too much pain. Well, I'm going to push further and not let that pain affect me ever again. So for me, it was like, I'm so tired of people calling me skinny and scrawny. When I got to university, end of high school, early college, I lived in the gym and
in the kitchen.
In the kitchen. That's it. Because I was so tired of people saying you're too skinny. And then I was surrounded by athletes who were like big and bulky and muscular. And I was like just 18 in college, went down to the U.S. and I was the smallest, skinniest kid around. And like that pain was so strong that it made me. I gained 10 pounds my first year, and everyone thought I was on steroids. So
10 after 10 pounds.
10 pounds. Well, it was 10 pounds. Well, maybe the first semester. I don't know. It was quickly, and it was very noticeable. Like I walked in quite little. I was like 160 pounds, 165 pounds. So I jumped up to 175 pounds, 180 pounds quite quickly, and everyone noticed. And they're like, whoa, where are you hiding that stuff? I actually had guys come over. They came over to hang out, and they were looking through my medicine cabinets to see if I had steroids in there. But understand, it was a different era. It's a different world. Like some of you might remember if you any baseball or sports fans, there was a Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa era where the baseball players looked like bodybuilders. So that was kind of pushed on us. We thought the more muscle you had, the better baseball player, better athlete you would be, which isn't true, but that's just what the guys look like on TV. So I played with guys who were taking steroids, so everyone just assumed I was one of them too, but I wasn't.
Sue says my nickname was Bones. Aw. And then she says any opinion should be kept to themselves. That's right.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, Sue. But the thing is, that's the thing is that you carry that with you, like from childhood. If you're made fun of for being scrawny, you carry that with you the same as you do if someone calls you fat or overweight.
Mm-hmm.
As a child, you carry that with you into adulthood. Same thing with your skinny. You carry that with you. So it's very similar.
Mm-hmm. You still have that.
It's still in my mind. Like if I start to lose too much weight, then those thoughts from childhood come back, and I'm like, whoa, I'm not going back there. So then I'm like, okay, and I got to readjust my nutrition and readjust new workouts. And I know what to do now because I've been through it for years.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing is that I was talking to Zach a little bit about this, and I've worked with hard gainers in the past, and I think we did a detox group. And we had a couple of people in there that were saying, like, we were always talking about how to increase your metabolism, how to burn body fat. And they're like, well, what if I'm not one of those people?
Yeah.
So it's similar, but you have to change your diet around a bit. Like, you have to try to slow your metabolism down a little bit. But you can do it. A lot of people just don't put in the effort. They just say, oh, I've tried in the past. I tried to eat a little bit more. And then they don't gain weight. So they're like, doesn't work for me.
And it's even harder to do when you're eating clean, right?
Yeah. So
because, for example, my experience of gaining is from from doing fitness competitions, so from like the bodybuilding world. And there was people there that in the bulking stage would eat like McDonald's and pizzas and blizzards and like French fries. Like they would eat all of the wing night, like all of these unhealthy foods, right? Fast foods, because you have a target calorie mark to hit in your bulking time, in your bulking stage. So honestly, I knew people that wouldn't even care how they got to that calorie mark. This just as long as they reached that calorie mark. But for Drew and I, it was important to bulk clean. So that's why, another reason why it was even harder, because, do you remember the amount of oats that I was eating? Even you, when you were trying to gain some weight. Like oats, like cups a day, right? Rice.
I haven't counted for a while. Well, 1 cup is like 500 calories, I think.
Yeah. So anyway, it was even harder to do it clean.
Yeah. Well, most people don't get, like, in that world, you don't really care. You just need to get your calories in. And they think a calorie is a calorie, but then you have to look at digestion issues, and you have to look at quality of life, which was drastically altered at that stage. I have a picture of Dorothy, and she's like right before her cutting stage, and she's like sitting on the bed, and she's got like this belly in her.
I'm trying to eat food. Because it's like you're eating all the time. Like all day long you're eating. And I'm like on the bed trying to eat my last meal or something. It wasn't a pretty photo.
No, it was kind of funny. We're in the hotel room.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can't believe you took a picture of that.
Look at that belly!
But you have to, like in that world, you have to gain body fat, because when you cut down, you lose some muscle mass. So you're trying to get rid of all the fat, and then a little muscle mass comes with it, and you want to keep as much muscle mass as possible. But anyway, but we were counting that, and that's one of the things I want to recommend to hard gainers. But for everyone, like it's so beneficial to have a success journal. And for me, a written success journal is much better than having it on a computer or a phone. So if you just have a little booklet, and every time you eat something, you write it down, then you have it with you all the time. And one of the things that I do is I like to highlight and make notes in it. And it's really difficult to do that when you have and I know everyone's like technology here like these days, but I just think having something written that you can carry with you and take you, it's more top of your mind. Like your phone, you open up your phone and you have 15 different apps and they're all sending you notifications. If you have one notebook that's just nutrition, then you can say, okay, this is my notebook. Every time you carry it with you, every time you have food, you open up and you write it in. And you don't have to do this for the rest of your life. All I'm saying is that for those people that want to know what's going in their body and have different goals of whether that's weight loss or weight gain, then you have that with you. And we did that with our clients.
Yeah.
And most times when I was working with one-on-one clients, of course, they wanted to lose weight. So we would have them record, and then I would sit down with them every session. And almost every session, someone's eyes were open, like, I can't believe I ate out that often. I can't believe I drank that little water. I can't believe I snacked that much on chocolates. Like, whatever it is, if you don't write it down, you don't know. And that's all there is to it.
Yeah. I preferred the paper journal because then you could go back and compare. It was easy to like flip through and look at your days like stacking up.
Yeah, for sure. So, and then if you like really want to get into it, we're not people that count calories on a regular basis. We wouldn't tell you to weigh your food, count calories, jump on a scale. But if you want to, in the macro level of understanding what's going on with your body, I would suggest tracking some calories just to see where you're at. And it really helped me because I knew, like, I had it down to a science. I knew that when I was counting that I was around 23 to 2,600 calories is where I would need to be to maintain. And then anything above that, if I wanted to gain, 28 roughly to 33 is where 3,300 calories.
That's so much food.
Is a lot of food.
That's a lot of food.
Is what I would need to be at to gain weight. And that part says agreed written works.
Yeah.
Zach has a comment there. Do you want to read it?
You go ahead.
I'm between 3,500 and 4,000 calories a day. My digestive system is rocking. Clean eating and charcoal. Every time I've tried to gain in the past with dairy, gluten, sugars, etc., my digestive system was clogged.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is a ton of food, Zach. I'd love to see your journal. Like, yeah, 4,000 calories is a ton of food. So that. I mean, as a hard gainer, you would need to get probably above, like, around 3,000 plus. But I'd love to see how you're getting that much. But that's the thing you got to do, though, for us.
Yeah.
Is that it's got to be clean, which sounds like you're doing. So those digestive, like that activated charcoal that we talk about, Dorothy and I used every day. Of course, Zach's in our Fit Fam, so he knows what we're talking about.
And having clean protein, like Zach would be having the, like our True Form vanilla protein, because a lot of those protein powders out there are hurtful to your digestion system, right? Like permanently hurtful. So.
And Zach's also taken CTP, which is a meal replacement,
which would have much more
so
calories.
More calories. So it's awesome. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Zach. But that's the other thing is that it's when people try to gain, you gain with pizza and fries and cheeseburgers, like, and that I wouldn't call that sustainable. Right. At least not healthy. Might be sustainable for some people.
Don't think you'd feel very good.
So I just mean some people live on that, right? Like, and that's reality. Like, I've looked at food journals for years, and people would often, like, a couple times a week is a lot. I would say is a lot.
Yeah, with your food journal, whether it is for gaining or losing, wherever you're at, it is most important, or my number one recommendation would be to be honest, right, in your food journal, because a lot of times we would see clients, I don't want to say a lot of times, but sometimes we would have clients come to us and they would have a perfect food journal, like just perfect. But then they would be talking to us about like Drew said, most people that would reach out to us wanted to lose weight. So they would be talking to us in our little meetings, what do you call them, chickens, about how they didn't have a good week or why aren't they seeing results. And anyway, it was just like, well, really kind of have to be honest in your food journal for us to help you. Right?
Yeah.
Can't really tell. And so, but then it's also about being honest to yourself, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's calories in, calories out. It's a science. Like, you can't fake it. Like, if you look at someone's food journal and they're doing everything perfect, and then they say they're working out 5 days a week, and then you don't see any changes with them, like, something isn't adding up.
Something's not adding up.
So, like, if you write down the perfect food journal, I mean, you can't. I mean, it's hard to talk about. And obviously, I'm stumbling over words. This was years ago, so it's not anyone we've been working with anytime recently. But if you look at a perfect food journal, and like someone copies it down from a book, and you want to help, and they come into you for help, like, how can you help them if you're not truthful? But it's the same thing with yourself. Like, you got to be truthful. Like, oh, I work out all the time, and you work out once a week, and then sometimes twice a week, every other week. Like, that's not working out all the time. You're just fooling yourself into believing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, one of the things that I did was I slowed down my metabolism. So I was like stuffing my face. For us, we talk about burning body fat and eating small meals throughout the day, which also gives you energy, improves digestion, a number of different things. One of the things I experimented with was doing the opposite. So I said, instead of having 5, 6 plus meals a day, sometimes 7, like very small meals, I slowed that down, and I said, okay, if that's what burns body fat, I wasn't specifically trying to gain body fat, but I was trying to gain weight. So I said, how can I slow my metabolism down, because I naturally have a fast metabolism? So I broke that down. I know I need to have about 3,000 calories a day. So each meal, my goal was to have 1,000 calories only 3 times a day. So I was sitting there like, yeah. So you could look at, So I posted one on my page not too long ago, on the True Form page.
Oh yeah.
That was a big.
Oh yeah, it had oats, a bowl of oats.
So 1 cup of oats is about 500 calories. So you have to find out how to get 500 more calories.
And then you had eggs and avocado and toast and peanut butter.
Yeah. So a piece of toast, I think, is 100 calories. And then like a tablespoon of peanut butter is 100 calories. So that's 700 calories.
And then
avocado, 7, that's probably 800.
But I think you had 2 slices of toast.
Maybe 2 slices. But then there's eggs in there. So 2 eggs I think they're about 100 calories each. So that's 800 plus 200 is about 1,000. And then I had a banana in there. A whole banana is 100 calories, so 3,100. So that was just over 3,000 calories. But it wasn't all that enjoyable. You gotta sit there and like make sure you get all that food in you.
And we're like, it's hard because we're not huge calorie counters, right?
We don't count calories at all, or we don't recommend it. All we're saying is, here in this short, like, if you want to know what's going in your body, you should record everything. Like, maybe do it for 2 weeks. Like, record everything, write everything down, and then to take that to the next level, start counting your calories. Because here's the thing that most people don't understand is you don't get enough calories in the day.
Oh, yeah, most people.
Or they're empty calories. So if we were to count clean calories, a lot of people might have a snack for breakfast, they have a decent lunch, and then nothing till dinner. So that's like 1,200 calories maybe. You need close to 1,800 to 2,000 in most cases. And then you have to account for exercise. If you're exercising, that needs to be replaced. But
I was just thinking about how I'm a food, like, I love food. Like, I can eat food. I have no problem eating food. And I would always eat, like, when I was scooping out food, I would, like, scoop myself, like, the same portion as you. And then Drew's like, Dorothy, I'm like a 200-pound man or whatever. You can't eat as much as me. And I was like, I can eat as much as you. But it's funny, right? Like those adjustments that I had to make as well. Right. I don't need as many calories as you do.
Yeah, you
But
still
then
do it.
But then on the days that I run, like I have to replace those calories. So I probably eat more than you on those days.
I don't know about that.
You don't think I eat more than you? I feel like I'm eating more than you.
Well, I forget what I was gonna say. But at any rate, yeah, it's true. Because Dorothy was trying to, she's like, I'm working out, I'm eating right, and she's like, because I think what I also want to say, portion control is something most. If we talk about portion control, everyone's like scared about how much food they're eating.
Right.
That's the problem. Like when with our society and lack thereof, like we don't have enough friends, money, we don't have a big enough house, fancy enough car. Like our whole mindset is in lack. So we're scared of having too much because we feel like we don't have enough of anything. So when it comes to food, we need to have more food to increase our metabolism, to burn body fat. So it's hard to talk about portion control and saying like, be careful. The only time I see people eating too much food is when it's not clean food.
Right.
Like it's like when people are going out to eat or having cheeseburgers or they're having like mashed potatoes and gravy is Thanksgiving, you know. Like that's the only time I see people eat too much food. Otherwise it's not enough food. Like you don't eat enough clean food, too much unclean food.
Mm-hmm. I forgot what I was going to say. I had something I was trying to get in there.
Sorry.
You didn't let me get in.
But that was the thing that Dorothy was doing, is that she likes to eat. And when we say food, we mean like real food, clean food, not just people are like, I love food, and they have like wings and deep fried this, like calamari, and like it's not food. This is like a beautiful salad with all kinds of different colors and greens and peppers. That's the food we're talking about. But so Dorothy was trying, like I eat the way I eat pretty consistently, unless I'm specifically trying to gain. So I'll have a half a cup of rice or quinoa, for example. And anyway, so Dorothy was filling her plate up the exact same as me. And she's like, I'm working out, I'm eating well, I don't know what's going on. And I was like, well, you're eating, like I fluctuate. I'm about between 185 to 200, given where I'm at. So I'm like, I'm 200 pounds and you eat the same food as me. She's like, oh, good point.
So, yeah, kind of depends what your goals are and where you're at.
What did Zach say there?
He says, I'm enjoying my paper journal. Used to use an app which worked, but Drew recommended I try writing it out, and I like it better. Awesome, Zach.
Yeah, everyone's different. In most cases, people want to use electronics. I just think there's just more benefits when you have like a specific dedicated piece of paper. You take that with you, and then you can flip through. Like I still have mine from years ago, and I can go back and be like, oh my gosh, like I never go back on my files from 10 years ago in my computer on my phone.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll grab my nutrition journal. I have another notebook.
I don't even know if I kept mine.
My notebook. I haven't like every day. I write my like things I got to do.
Oh, I put that somewhere. I'm famous.
Around here somewhere.
Famous. It's on the kitchen table. Do you want me to get it?
No, it's okay. I just like writing. I think there's a different energy. There's a different feeling when you take pen to paper instead of like fingers to keyboard.
So are you gonna write your next book?
Nope.
Write it out.
I am not. That will take forever. I have books. Like half-written books, part-written books.
On the computer.
Yeah.
I told him he just has to piece all the pieces together and make a book.
It's not like the book isn't like when you're writing a book. I really feel like everyone should write a book, just because so people have more appreciation for books. I feel like books are so underappreciated. So you see books like thrown away, garbage cans. You see them in recycling bins. You see them for like 99 cents at libraries are trying to sell them, and like I feel like they have so much value. Like someone sat there and put their life's work into that book, and I think if more people knew
how much work it took,
then they would. But for me, it's like the marketing. It's the editing and marketing. I could write all day, and I write every single day, and I usually save them in files, so they could all be.
And then he's together. There this morning. I don't know why my disk is full.
My computer's full.
My computer's full. That's why.
But then I've tried to put them on external hard drives, but then I've had 3 external hard drives crash.
That was very sad.
I still have them. I'm hoping we can get the files off them, but I don't know if we can. And then the computer only has so much space, and I don't really trust the whole cloud thing. So, but I probably have 3 more books. I have a book about all my like lifestyle posts that I've written on Facebook over the years. It's all put together in a PDF. It's the editing and then it's the
Should be
promotion.
drinking it this way.
Should be. It's the marketing and then it's the editing and it's the promotion part of a book. That is. If you're any entrepreneurs out there, my books are on Amazon as well, like digital copies. I think is Random Thoughts Volume 1. So I've already started Volume 2. That's for business owners and entrepreneurs. And then we have Detoxify Yourself.
Which is a special one. Rosina helped you edit that one.
She did.
So that's a special one.
And then we did Elevate Your Health with Rick.
Elevate your health.
Okay, I think that's it. That's all I got. If you guys have any questions about that, let us know. If you want to, it's really difficult for some people to talk about this openly and publicly. So if you want to ask a question behind the scenes, but you can. I think if there's any message I want to share, if you're a hard gainer, you can change that. Like you can change that. And I don't feel like you don't have to eat like forever. You just have to figure out what's best for you, like the times of day, the types of food. You have to figure out what's best for you, but without recording, without counting some calories once in a while, without putting in the effort. Like sometimes people try for a few days, they try that for a couple weeks, and they're like, nah, didn't work for me. I'll just be skinny. Like you have to figure out what your why is. Like why is it so powerful for you to make a change in your life?
Oh man, we had the deep conversation. Yet you and I had that conversation yesterday with my running. Remember?
I do remember.
Why?
I was sitting here talking about it.
Well, because I reached my, I don't know, it's funny, goals, but I reached my 200-day run and then I just didn't feel motivated anymore. And Drew's like, what's your why? And I was like, well, I don't have a why. And we sat here and like,
So I asked you a big question.
we hashed it out for about a half hour. And then I put my running shoes on and away I went.
You're welcome. You gotta have a reason. You gotta have a reason. The reason is for the hard times.
Yes.
Like the reason is gotta be to get you going when you don't have that motivation.
And for me, I don't know if other people are like this, but for me, the hard times are always after I reach my goal.
Yeah, post-goal depression.
Yeah.
Post-goal blues.
Like I can, if I have a goal, like I can push like pretty hard. But then I reach my goal, and then like the day after my goal or a couple days after my goal, that's the hard
For everyone.
part. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for talking me through that.
You're welcome. Yeah, you gotta have a why. If you don't have a why, then what are you doing?
Dave, don't forget to eat.
Dave is the worst. We'd be in college, and it'd be 6 o'clock at night, and we'd be getting ready to go out for the night. Like, what are we doing? And he's like, I don't think I ate tonight today. Did I eat today? No, I don't think I ate today. I don't know how you don't eat in a whole day. But that, actually Dave's doing awesome. He lost I don't know what you lost. I got my arms around him for the first time. My hands touched. He lost a bunch of weight, like 60, 70 pounds. But he's changed his diet a bit and he's starting to get active. But that's the thing with your metabolism. Like, that's why we say that people that we work with don't eat enough food. Like Dave, for example, would eat once or twice a day. Or forget to eat.
Or forget to eat.
So his metabolism was super slow. So to speed that up, you have to eat. But then that's what we talked about is people's mindset of the more food I eat, the more weight I gain. And I could go down the list and tell you a dozen people that I know that are or have been overweight and they eat once or twice a day.
Right.
Or maybe 3 times a day, but probably not even consistently. And their metabolism is super slow. So you try to be like, hey, you got to eat more food. And they're like, nah. If I eat more food, I'll gain more weight. Okay.
That mindset is so hard to break.
You don't think you can? They have to figure it out on their own.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Because I've worked with clients too that have that mindset, and I couldn't really help or coach with that mindset.
Yeah.
It was just too difficult to get by.
And it'd be the same thing with the opposite in trying to tell people to eat more food and be like, oh, I can't eat any more food, or I'm eating enough food. Like, it's that you can't beat it. It's like science, like you can't. Like, it's not that complicated. Calories in, calories out. In most cases, understand we're also talking about clean calories. But if you're eating enough calories, you'll naturally, not naturally, it's forced if you're eating too many. But if you're eating enough calories, your body will gain weight. That's all there is to it. So if you're eating Drew says that he ate 3,000. I got to eat 3,000. Well, if you're eating 3,000 consistently, not for one or 2 days out of the week, every single day, and you're not gaining, then you got to try 3,500. And 35 isn't working, you got to try 4. Like, that's just how it is. It's not like I'm not saying one thing, I'm not, and then you have to understand your workouts. How much are you burning when you're working out? So if you're doing an hour of cardio, that's going to take a bunch of calories down, which has to be replaced above and beyond. It's like we talk about hydration. Well, if you're drinking diuretics, for example, if you have coffee in the morning and you're like, oh, I drink at least a liter. Well, if you're drinking a liter of coffee, you're a liter behind, even if you're drinking a liter. So it takes some manipulation, takes some time and effort to figure out, but it's very clear how it works. You just have to figure out what's best for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not gaining, you have to eat more. So that's how it is.
And it's a good thing to be hungry. If you're hungry, you eat.
Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid to be hungry.
But
what's going on? I'm hungry all the time.
That's the first thing that we hear when we start to get people on track, and bowel movements and hunger. The two first ones.
Yeah.
That we hear, like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to poop every day.
We're like, yay!
We're like, yeah,
awesome.
Celebrate. Like, something's wrong with me. What's wrong with me? Like, you're supposed to. It's a good thing. And we don't mean like going and eating fast food and then going. I have friends that do that. They'll go, oh, I poop all the time. They'll go eat fast food and then they'll have
diarrhea
and be like, I'm good. You told me I have to go every day. I'm like,
that's not what I was talking about.
It's a little bit different, but you should have proper bowel movements consistently every day, once a day.
And it should be a comfortable thing, right?
Yeah.
Going to the bathroom should be comfortable. Should feel good.
And then the more you're hungry, the more often you have to keep fueling. Like we try to get people on breakfast right away. Those people that aren't eating breakfast, so they start eating breakfast, and then they'll forget to eat a breakfast, or they'll have a late breakfast, or skip a breakfast. They're like, I'm hungry. They're like, something's wrong. I'm hungry all the time. I'm like, it's a good thing. Your metabolism is speeding up. You need to fuel to keep your metabolism burning.
I talked about about breakfast in our Fit Fam the other day, and I was like, I love breakfast. I don't understand the don't eat breakfast thing because I'd be so cranky. Remember?
Well, that's the thing, is people are often cranky. Like, eat something, because their blood sugar levels are so low, so they eat something like, feel like a human again.
Or sometimes Drew just says, would you eat some food or something? or did you put your oils on today?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's code for change your attitude.
Or what was that thing that said, I'm about 10 minutes away? You know that one about...
from being a different person? I don't really
If I don't eat within
30 minutes.
30 minutes, I'm about 10 minutes away from being a different person or something like that. It's a funny one. I'm like, that's true.
I need to eat. If I don't eat, I get angry.
Yes.
I'm a grumpy, I need to eat.
Yep, you do.
It's true. We have Desan, and he says, hello, buddies from Sri Lanka.
Hello.
Hey. If you guys are enjoying...
tuning in.
Yeah. If you guys are enjoying the show, hit that little hearts button. We should have mentioned that before we wrap things up, but that helps with our algorithms a bit and lets other people see our show. Mm-hmm. But thanks for finding us. We're usually on the True Form page. Accidentally came on my personal page.
The technology was not helpful today.
Not our friend today.
Not our friend this morning. But we made it work.
We're here.
We got it on.
So if you guys have any hard gainer questions now or in the future, shoot me a message. And we can talk about it. Other than that, that's
Let's
it
go
for
eat
me.
some food.
Yeah.
It's breakfast time.
Breakfast number 2.
Breakfast number 2. People make fun of us when they hear we eat 2 breakfasts. Not make fun of us, but they're like confused.
Not really sure
Not really sure what
that
that means. 2 breakfasts.
Why don't you just have one? Because we're up very early.
5 a.m. and 9ish.
9ish? Oh, and we eat at 9?
Well,
I'm going to eat again at 7:30.
maybe a little bit before 9.
8:30 there. All right, you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in and checking out our show. I don't think I have anything else.
I don't think I do either.
We do have a day retreat that we're considering. We'd like if we can get the numbers. That's going to be around the
Number of people.
what did I say?
Numbers.
Oh, okay.
If we can get a number of people.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Details. Relax in the details sometimes.
Okay. If we can get the numbers, the numbers up.
Okay.
Anywho.
Doesn't matter.
So we're thinking about a day retreat at the end of August-ish. We're looking at like August 20th, 21st. Is that right?
21st, 22nd. 21st is the Saturday. 22nd is Sunday.
So we just thought that would be a nice boost to get you ready and prepared for the fall. Because we're like, a lot of people say let's do it end of September. We could do the end of September, but we'd really like to try beginning before school starts because everyone's going to be like busy and crazy and chaotic. So we thought 21st, 22nd.
Of August.
Just because that's, of August. Thank you for that detail.
Because it's 23rd right now, so we would have missed it if it was July.
Then they should know. So we're going to try to do that day retreat. So it'll be a full day of nutrition workshops in person in the Mountain View area.
We have a beautiful location.
Yeah. And then, so if you're interested, let us know. We thought it'd be nice because it was near the end of the summer, but not too close to school starting. Some people are like, I can do the weekend after, but then it's really close to school and everyone's going to be like, school stuff.
I'm going to get ready for school. And then it's the long weekend, and most people go away for the long weekend. So, anyway, that's our thoughts. If you're interested, let us know.
We'll put you on the short list. You don't have to commit. It's a paid thing. So I think some people in the past, when we talked about it, didn't know it was paid. So it's a paid thing. We have to rent the venue, and then we have to put together the food and the workshop. So if you're interested, let us know. We'll put you on the list, and if we have a big enough list, enough people interested, then we'll move forward and say, hey, if you still want to sign up, we're taking payment.
Mm-hmm.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Have a great day, everyone.
Happy Friday.
Whoop, whoop.
Friday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.